Yeah, good morning, one and all. We are into day 3 of the FDP session. Uh, Now we have with our distinguished day 3 speaker, Professor M. Seetha. She is Dean R&D, GNITS, and Professor of CSE, and also she is identified for the NBA Margdarshan program. So I welcome one and all. I request Ishrat to read the profile of ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, first of all, for accepting our invitation. And it's a great privilege for me to read your profile. Professor M. Seetha, ma'am, is the Dean R&D and Chief Coordinator of AICT Margdarshan Scheme from GNITS. And she is a professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering. She has vast experience of 28 years and has worked in reputed colleges. Her research areas include image processing, soft computing, artificial intelligence, data mining, and optimization algorithms. She has published over 200 plus research papers in various national and international journals and conferences. She has research funding from bodies like DSIR, DST Curie, DST TIDE, DST DDP, MODROPS, AICT Margdarshan Scheme, etc. to the tune of 2 crores. It's a great privilege, ma'am. So, not just this, we need your guidance even for getting the fundings. Thank you so much, ma'am. And she has been instrumental in establishment of IoT Center of Excellence and Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning (COE) with a grant of 2.6 lakhs and 7.8 lakhs respectively. And she received these grants under AICT Modrops. So that's a great privilege, and she has also guided PhD students. She is an honorary professor in JNIAS, Jawaharlal Nehru Institute of Advanced Studies, Hyderabad from 2010. She has been instrumental in getting the NBA accreditation for UG and PG courses at GNITS. And under her guidance, she has conducted 11 faculty development programs and in-house training programs so as to meet the requirements of current industry and research trends. She is a pioneer in initiating innovative activities in the departments like Exploration Lab for skill development to train the students on latest technologies like web development, blockchain, AI, machine learning, and data science, etc. The profile goes on and on, ma'am. So we'll be ending this so that we can hear you much more and get ourselves enlightened. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the nice introduction. Very good morning to one and all. I'm indeed privileged for getting the opportunity for being the resource person for this 1 week faculty development on from awareness to action, OBE strategies and practices. It is good to see Mufkamja College also working on the NBA practices in tune with the NEP 2020. In fact, I have a long association with Maniza ma'am and also Mufkamja Institute of Technology and Science while I was working in CBIT almost for several external examinations. I am the one of the external examiner, so I visited from 2002 almost 2008 to Mufkamja Engineering College. So I am happy to see you all again here. Yeah. So let us go ahead with the topic. So I think when I had gone through the sessions of the FDP, you had a good orientation about the outcome-based education. And now, are you in autonomous status? You were telling, no? Yes, not yet autonomous. Okay, not yet. Okay. So there are two types of strategies here under Tier 1 and Tier 2. So Tier 2 will be under affiliated colleges and Tier 1 will be the autonomous colleges. And I had gone through your sessions, earlier sessions by the earlier speakers. Hope you had good understanding on the what is the outcome based education and what is the philosophy between outcome based education. OBE is a philosophy. philosophy, and at the same time you need to practice OBE in your daily routine with respect to your academics and also student learning outcomes. So unless and until you have a regular process and practice, it is very difficult to embed it as a part of the system in any academic institution. So hence such type of workshops will definitely give you better awareness and also give you the roadmap to follow the process that each and every step that you would like to go ahead with respect to outcome based education. So one important point I would like to tell, as OBE is a process. So whenever you define in any OBE document, wherever you find the name process, it means that you have to follow some methodology. Means indirectly you need to have a flow chart or you need to have a process, step by step process to evaluate that methodology. Don't forget this important point, hence I'm telling this at the beginning. Wherever you have a process definition, you describe the process or describe the process for student outcomes, describe the process for evaluation, something like that in OBE document under various criterions, you will be getting this term process. So naturally the NBA people or the NBA evaluation committee will expect the process in terms of some block diagram, that is some input from the some any type of thing you are getting, and finally you are projecting the outcomes. So with this motto, as now the today's topic is on binary accreditation framework. So people may be thinking how OBE and binary accreditation framework in NAC are related, but as the organizers informed me, like because we are also working with OBE, and it is better to highlight how this binary accreditation framework, which is very essential for NAC, will be syncing with the OBE. So hence we have considered this topic of today's session. So even though it is a OBE, we will go ahead with the journey of the binary accreditation framework, and we will say that how this criterion of OBE and NAC are merging, or what are the similar criterion that are matching with respect to the OBE, such that it will be helpful for both NAC as well as NBA. So now, as I told, accreditation, accreditation is something like a quality assurance for any academic institution. So if you go ahead with the accreditation process, it is given a standard to the particular institute. So if any college is accredited either by NBA or NAC, it is giving you the impression and the quality of the academic institution to the students or to the stakeholders in specific. You know who are the stakeholders? The stakeholders are the government bodies, accreditation bodies, employers, students, parents, faculty members. So everybody who is part of the academic institution will be assessed, and accordingly you will be given the accreditation. So hence accreditation for any institute is mandatory. So now you know UGC has made NAC as mandatory, and AICT has made NBA as mandatory to maintain the standard of the institute. So because of the recent and the unfortunate thing happened in one private institution, NAC is making lot of reforms, but don't think this is the common process in each and everything. But it is not a common process. Each and every institution which is going to be accredited is taken as a distinct or a unique institution. So one thing happened somewhere, one committee had somewhere, the same thing will be happening to all of us. This doesn't give any sense. So everybody should work with commitment, and the teamwork is one of the major success behind any accreditation process. So hence all the faculty members who are working in the institution should be involved in this accreditation process. It is not only the HOD or IQAC coordinator or one or two members in the department are working, then our accreditation may be completed. This is not the process. So each and every contribution means a lot for the accreditation process, because the committee will expect whenever they are giving the questionnaire or whenever they are grabbing the answers from the faculty members, easily they can assess whether each and every faculty is involved in the process or not. Because you are all teachers, you can easily assess a student whether he is capable to explain something correctly or not by seeing her face or by seeing her mannerisms. You can easily tell because of your vast experience whether they have knowledge or not. In the same manner, if they put one question to any faculty member, the way you respond, the confidence you show in your face, the mannerisms you show will easily will be getting to the committee members, because all are very experienced committee members. They have seen lot of faculty members in lot of inspections and accreditations like this. So this is the mental preparation that is required to all the faculty members or to the institute before facing any accreditation process. So before facing accreditation process, you should be mentally prepared for preparation of the accreditation also. So hope this workshop will give you that mental preparation to go ahead for further initiation. So my best wishes to all of you before starting this session. So there are two types of accreditations. The first one is institutional accreditation. As I told, it is for the entire institute. It is not the department accreditation, and it is given by National Board of Assessment and Accreditation Committee (NAC). And then we have programmatic accreditation by NBA, which is National Board of Accreditation. So as I told, these are the major the elements of getting the accreditation, that is ensuring the quality education, ensuring credibility, and ensuring grants and funding. So nowadays, as NARF became more prominent, I think all are aware. Now the government of India started NARF, National Institution Ranking Framework, in order to be recognized for the entire India. And this NARF framework will be globally recognized with respect to worldwide rankings also. So hence, for NARF ranking, they had linked for funding opportunities. In now government has introduced new funding scheme in Anushandhan National Research Foundation. So almost 1 lakh crore rupees have been allocated for this ANRF. In this, they are forwarding or they are starting different schemes in collaboration with academic institutions and industry partnerships. So in this manner, what they are doing is they are linking with the NIRF framework. That means any institutions who has below 200 rank will be automatically eligible for this particular funding. Earlier you have only NBA and NAC. Suppose if any program would like to apply for Atal FDP, for example, or any MODROB project, then you should have minimum NBA. So without NBA, you are not eligible to apply. So in why NBA means NBA is there means it ensures some quality. It is NBA accredited means quality is ensured. That means some process has been accredited. So they feel that they are eligible for getting this program, and also they have confidence that this particular institution can be will be implementing that fund genuinely. Now, as you all know, genuineness is the one of the important practice, because they have more confidence on the government institutions rather than the private institutions. So hence, the whatever the funding they give, they spend only on the government institutions. So as they read about my resume, it is not like a cakewalk for me. I have been working since from CBIT. The day I joined from 2003, we are working on proposals till 2009. I got one AICT CAYT scheme from 2003 to 2009. Again from 2009 onwards, we are working, writing proposals, refining. Again, we got recognition only in 2021. we have attended several programs presented, but only all the committee members will say no, we'll give only to the government institutions, not to the private institutions. So this is the competition.
Sorry, I have to leave.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm sure that.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. So this is the commitment and the enthusiasm you need to show in any type of program that you do, either accreditation or either any type of academic progress that any institute or in person or any faculty member is going to visualize. So that is what about the funding and grants, and improve student opportunities and encourages research and innovation. So naturally, NBA is there means the AICT is asking to increase the fees by 5,000 and 3,000 based on the accreditation. So students, just like NARF ranking, they will also check whether an institution is an NBA accredited institution or not. So because of all these benefits and advantages, it is mandatory for any institute to go ahead with respect to an accreditation process. As most of the institutions are not going for accreditation in spite of these benefits, now AICT is making mandatory to go ahead with the NBA for extension of approval also. If you want to get AICT extension of approval, you need to be NBA or NAC accredited. So this is the major constraint that they have kept. And as NBA is a program wise and it has little more stringent processes, now people are going for NAC because it is institution wise, as either or one is sufficient to go ahead with AICT affiliation. But definitely NBA has its own advantages and its own benefits for further growth of the institution. So this is the basic definition. As I told, it is an educational approach that involves restructuring of the teaching methods and analysis with respect to the teaching learning process and syllabus revision. This is also important component because of the industry ready competitiveness and also the stakeholders involvement and the emerging technologies coming into picture. So each and every subject is to be revised and everyone is concentrating what is the percentage of syllabus revision that you have done for each and every course. So this is very important. So how many courses are there and how many courses you have revised? So sometimes syllabus, maybe you are affiliated you are to OU Usmania University. Generally Usmania University is revising syllabus for how many years? 4 years is too long as per NBA and NAC. So at least you have to fill the gap, whatever you have. So 4 years is very long. They say every 2 years, they say at least 3 years. So once in 4 years, if you are changing, lot of industry readiness, the students are missing. And also for us, JNTU or any other autonomous colleges and deemed universities are doing every year. JNTU is doing every 2 years. By the time every 2 years also, by the time they come to final year, some subjects are novel. So they are revising. So the only chance you get is to fill the gap with respect to course curriculum and also to the industry readiness with by adding some value added courses or some workshops conducting to the students and faculty on the emerging technologies. So that is the reason restructuring of teaching learning methods, syllabus based on that expected outcomes you should define for the students. If curriculum is good, you will get good outcomes by the students. And it also concentrates on the assessment practices. As I told, good assessment practices, good processes has to be followed for the institutions to map and meet the student learning outcomes. OBE basically emphasizes on learning outcomes. Not only OBE, now you all know, now the teaching learning process is also changed from teaching centric to learning centric. So teachers should be mentors, but teachers should not be like only the teachers. So I teach, you have to listen. That type of system has been changed nowadays. So you should provide the sufficient abilities, and you should improve the capabilities of the students to make them self-sustained by providing the resources such that they can go ahead with the essential topics that they would like to go ahead. And you all know now the concentration of the student is also reduced from half an hour to 20 minutes. They can't concentrate more than 20 minutes or 15 minutes whenever the teacher is moving ahead continuously. Maybe the same is the case with the faculty also. So we don't deny. So I request all of you to accept the things that are available with the students and try to motivate them or mentor them such that they shine to get these learning outcomes. So now with this introduction, let us move ahead with the binary accreditation framework. So in binary accreditation framework, the first one is IIQA. You have quality institution, quality assessment or self-report you have in the case of binary accreditation process. So then you generally there are various types of accreditation processes that you are having. The maturity based accreditation starts from May 2025. So this has been given. So in binary accreditation process, you have only two grades. Earlier you are having a grade A, B, C like that, B plus, something like that, A plus. But now they have made binary means either 0 or 1. So 0 means not accredited, 1 means accredited. But based on the score, the validity period is being defined. So if you get a score of more than 2 CGPA, it is valid for 2 years. If it is 1.5 to 1.99, it is provisionally accredited. If it is less than 1.5, then it is not accredited. So every higher education institutions have an option. Actually, they are telling they have an option to go ahead with a binary accreditation or not. If you give an option of binary accreditation, then you can go ahead with this either 0 or 1. If anybody is not accredited, you can only apply after 6 months. So these are the key features of binary NAC accreditation. So you have target audience, and this NAC is purely aligned with NEP 2020. And the focus areas, like earlier, the focus areas are more concentrated with respect to skill development and best practices and student wellness. As I told, NAC is very much student centric. They will concentrate more on student initiatives that you have created in the institute. Not only NAC, NBA also has this. Whether institution is providing the initiatives for improvement of the students, then only you can meet the student learning outcomes. Then the data that is required is 3 years span here also, for NBA also 3 years span. So always you have to maintain a system in such a way that whatever the work that you are doing for NBA, it also syncs with NAC. Till now, are you having NAC? When are you accredited? Last year, 2024. What is the grade? A plus. Yeah. So you know the process. You had gone for the inspection process also. So now whatever the 24 you have completed, now you may be going for NBA. So yeah, you have till till 26, 27. So now let us see what are the major changes that are happened in NAC binary accreditation and how this will be helpful for the OBE. So you know there are no simplified metrics, and the peer visits are also reduced. Now again, because of this unfortunate issue, they are telling that no physical inspections will be there. It will be only for the online. So you have to provide the data more carefully when you are giving in online. So the penalties and compliances also has to be given clearly. So these are the levels. As I told, level 1 it is entry level, level 2 is developing stage, level 3 is advanced stage, level 4 is top tier, means A plus or A plus plus. Then level 6 is institution of global excellence and multidisciplinary research and education. This is the top level that they have defined for the NAC. So now here coming to the different types of accreditation processes. So here we have the various curriculums with respect to curriculum development, teaching learning, governance, research and innovation. So total 10 are there here, maybe faculty resources, financial resources, extended curriculum requirements, student outcomes and sustainability. So few things are not visible. Anyhow, we will go ahead with respect to these things. So curriculum, faculty resources, infrastructure, financial resources. These four are coming under input category. So there are three variations, as you all know. One is university, autonomous college, and the third one is the affiliated college. So these are the marks that are allocated for first four parameters or criterion, that is input. So if this input is strong, naturally it will have good effect on the outcome. So the input consists of curriculum, as I told, faculty, resources, infrastructure, and the financial resources. So the next one is the teaching learning or learning and teaching, extended curricular engagement. Suppose some gaps are there, you have to extend it, this curriculum engagement. And governance and administration, this is the process. Just in the beginning I told what is the process. If you have a proper process, if you have a proper plan, automatically outcomes may be expected. But if you don't have any strategic plan, any process, you can't expect the outcome. So therefore, they'll concentrate on the process like teaching learning, extended curricular engagements and governance and administration. These three components will come in the process. The next one is the 3R student outcomes, research and innovation outcomes and sustainability or the green initiatives. So here you have 350 marks. So and the next one is uniqueness and situatedness is one of the major criteria which is having 100. Earlier you had best practices. Best practice 1, best practice 2 and like that they used to suggest. Now that has been revised to uniqueness and situatedness and it has 100 marks. So in total you have 1000 marks for the binary accreditation framework. So these are the input, I think somehow this is not visible. Yeah, these are the various accreditation metrics that you have. In input metrics, you have the curriculum, faculty, infrastructure, financial, and whatever I told, the same things are divided: input metrics, process metrics, and output metrics. Now, let us have in detail what is meant by the input metric. So, input metric is the fundamental resource for any academic institution. So, you need to concentrate on faculty, resources, and also financial governance or the resources that you have. If all are in place, so you should think of any recruitment of the faculty and also faculty promotions. So earlier they have not given that much importance, but this time they make under binary accreditation, they may go ahead with faculty ratio, student faculty ratio, and also faculty eligibility conditions. And also they will see what is the ratio of professor, associate professor, and assistant professor ratio. So all these things will be taken care in the case of the faculty resources. And infrastructure generally it is not a like a major concern because most of the colleges are having the labs and classrooms. Now AICT and NAC or NBA is also allowing sharing of classrooms. So 75% classrooms are sufficient, so it is not a big challenge. to maintain, but they will definitely concentrate on any new laboratories that are established in the institute, and any new laboratories are in association with the industry. So if you have industry supported laboratories, it's fine. But if you do not have, you please try to establish some industry supported laboratories as you are in the heart of the city. So any industry which is coming forward, you can try to establish the labs, or at least they are not sponsoring anything, at least you make it that they are associated with you, some project works, student project works, or faculty works. So it all works only with your contacts. If somebody has some contact with any industry, you ask them to give some small equipment, or otherwise, if any alumni is there, it is also one of the big source. MJ College is one of the most oldest college. So if you may be having alumni students who are running industries, ask them to be associated, but you have to put the names, so and so industry established or industry component, you put something like that, and create a resource which will be creating your visibility to the greater extent. If you have, it is fine, because I don't know, are you having any such industry established labs? Okay, red pine is yeah, we know red pine. But along with that, maybe you can concentrate on your alumni or any of the management members who are having some contacts with the industries. You please work out. Unless and unless until you work out, you will not get the source. So that is very very important with respect to industry supported labs, because now entire system is working on industry support. Even now government is seeking the support of the industry for research projects, because everybody is like coming in to one scenario that only academic institutions cannot get any outcome which is patentable, which can be commercialized, like that. So anything you derive or you obtain, it should be commercialized, or it should be useful to the society. If it is not useful, there is no outcome. To be useful to the society, if you are associated with any industry, definitely some outcome will be coming to the society, like that. That all the stakeholders are believing. So the believing is ensuring and seeing. So we should be into the part of the system, and we should also believe it, and we have to improve our resources accordingly. Yeah, you change now. So these are the process metrics. So this is, you all know, teaching methodologies, student faculty interactions, research initiatives, and administrative processes. Next one. So these are the output metrics, academic achievements of the students as well as faculty. Then you have research impact. Then is the student employability, student placement, student entrepreneurship. This is also there in NBA under student achievements. Then you have societal contribution. Next. So these are the 10 criteria. Earlier you have only 7. This is the main point to be observed. Earlier in NAC you have only 7 criterion. Now this 7 has been redefined as 10 criteria. So earlier we have faculty, research all in one only, but now they had separated the curriculum, faculty, infrastructure, and finance resources also is under 6. Both governance and finance is 6, but now they have separated as financial resources and governance and administration. So these are the metrics that are available. For university, you have 59 metrics. For autonomous, you have 55. And for affiliated college, you have 54 metrics. No, yeah. Student outcomes are related to results, intake, you will see. And also the various types of courses they had completed, online courses, all such things, all the student achievements and their activities, professional activities, and their interaction with respect to outside the state, all such things will come under student outcomes. So now let us go ahead one by one. So this is the first point, curriculum design. So as I told, this is outcome based curriculum. So this is common for both NBA and NAC, OBE and NAC. So generally this is the first point, for you have vision mission for the institute and you have vision mission for the department. So you all know how you will frame the syllabus. Can any one of you tell what is the base for framing the syllabus? Or if you are not framing the syllabus, because you tell you are taking the syllabus from university. Okay, university, how it will frame? At least you should know the process, no? You had completed MBA and NAC, you are telling. Anyone? The general feedback? Yeah. Hmm. So you should know what is the constitution of board of study. Alumni also there, industry also will be there in the board of study. So these are all the various stakeholders. So they will take the feedback. This is what the stakeholder participation. So they earlier you had one syllabus. Syllabus revision means what is the main base means you have to get the feedback of the earlier syllabus. For example, now you are in R20 or 25. So you are framing syllabus for 26 next academic year. But you are telling oh, you will change only once in 4 years. So you have 22 syllabus, for example. So 22 syllabus you had received already outcomes. That means student has passed out. So POs, program outcomes, you received, and accordingly you have to estimate whether they have achieved POs or not for each and every course. COs for each and every course and POs for each and every program. Several departments are there. POs are program outcomes and COs are for a particular course. This is the common terminology. So once you go ahead with this PO, if you feel that the PO is not attained, what do you mean by attained? So, for example, you are in 25 means 24, 23, 22, you are having syllabus is formed in 22. So, 22 means 22 admitted batch is passed out in 24. For example, 24 you got some program outcome as some value, because the values attainment will range from 0 to 3 or 1 to 3. You got some 2 for a particular how many POs are there? 12 POs. So for PO1 for CSC branch you got 2. So definitely for 25 you have to improve the target. So at least you should make 2.1, for example. So if you want to improve the target, whatever the syllabus that curriculum you have may not be suitable for improvement of the target. When you are revising the syllabus, you have to check whether you have attained the target or not. If you have attained, you have to maintain that improvement by bridging the gap of the current technologies. That is one point. The second point is, if you are not able to attain, you have to take care and keep the feedback, and you should take care of all these issues when you are revising the syllabus. These are the two things. So for each and everything you have to maintain the proper documentation. So some alumni comes to your institute, gives some session, says okay, in my company some Django is working on, or green energy initiatives are taken in electrical engineering, or semiconductor is taking in booming in ECE. So you have to document it and keep it with the head of department signature. Then similarly, some industry experts come. You have to document and keep it. And you will keep all these things as the documentation for the suggestions from the stakeholders. Right? The thing is, okay, again you tell the point like, no, we will keep it, but what is the use? University is giving the syllabus. Nothing wrong. At least you keep it. You have, whenever university is giving, you should write a letter to the university. We are working a lot, we are interacting a lot with all the stakeholders. These people are giving the suggestions like this. whenever university to give some suggestions for syllabus revision, you have to write a letter to the university. I don't know any you have followed this. Definitely earlier also it is there. At least that proof should be there. But nowadays they are asking to give the suggestions through Google Forms or everything. You can write it. Even then, university doesn't make any revision. Also, you have the flexibility to make the revision by adding or by filling this as the curriculum gaps. The only advantage for affiliation is you can fill these the whatever the suggestions given by the stakeholders by using the curriculum gaps by conducting additional workshops or FDPs, something like that. So that is what given in the case of the stakeholder participation, and then comes the curricular flexibility. Being affiliated, you don't have any flexibility, but you have flexibility in organizing workshops, FDPs, several programs to the students and faculty. So you should show your enthusiasm, and also you should show the proofs of conduction like these programs in order to improve your gap. So the next I already told, you should focus on practical and industry focus. What do you mean by practical and industry focus? Whatever the courses that you are doing, if at all the lab course you have, the lab course JN2, sorry, Osmania University has given to you. In that some case studies are not there. So you can add as an additional experiment in the lab experiment cycle as an additional experiment, and you have to bold that and you can say this is the case study that is given to the students to improve their practical focus. And some subject is there only theory, but without practical that subject may not be understood better. Then you can add as a case study for that theory subject also, and you can show this is covered as a content beyond syllabus, or some case study is added by us which is giving more flexibility to the student, like that. So these are all the various possibilities that you can enhance the learning outcomes of the students or improve the practical and skill orientation. And here you can also give NPTEL courses to the students for any particular subjects. That is what I am telling, online and blended learning. But if you give NPTEL courses, again, yeah, I think Usmania University will not consider. So all these are additional things. The main challenge here we face being affiliated college or autonomous also in JNT, we are not having that much flexibility. But whatever it may be, all these are additional. The main challenge we are facing is the students, something is additional, they may not take it as part of the system. If anything is as part of the credit, definitely they will take it seriously. But here online and blended learning is an additional to their credit because it is not included in the credit system. So, but you have to face this challenge and you have to motivate the students to complete the NPTEL. The only chance that you have is you can add this NPTEL course as an assignment to the students. You can tell whomsoever submit this NPTEL certificate, I'll award 5 marks for the assignment instead of giving some other thing. So like that, you can give some flexibility. You see, each individual faculty is a distinct. You have to devise your own method to get attraction of the students towards the course. So nowadays it is very challenging to make students sit in the class, to make student listen to the class because of the online and other teaching methodologies. So therefore, based on the subject, based on the thing, you have to define your own, and now they are concentrating on examples. When you take student feedback, I don't know, but most of the students in other colleges, they are telling we would like to have real-time examples. How many you tell, they will again give the word, we want real-time example on particular subject. So you take software engineering, you take compiler design, whatever it may be. They would like to have real-time example. So faculty also should give overall introduction of the subject to create interest, and accordingly they should make them both equipped for both online and offline learning. Curriculum revision I already told you. Then you have Indian knowledge system. Now government is concentrating on getting again all our heritage that is given in the olden days. So therefore they have purposely started this Indian knowledge system, which is concentrating on our culture, tradition, legacy, and ancient systems with respect to either healthcare or Ayurveda, Unani, several types of cases, and also our cultures. But as per NEP 2020 also they started, but I feel it should be implemented from the school stage. Suddenly now you go ahead like this means we are not like that much exposed. Even if we tell to our children also to follow the whatever the ancient knowledge or ancient history, people may not be able to do this, but NEP is taking care of understanding. Now, Vikasit Bharat 47 is concentrating on the loopholes that are available in implementing NEP 2020. So, from the past 2 years, they are releasing lot of study projects under ICSSR to study. So, what are the challenges in children education? What are the challenges in NEP 2020? So it is all study projects. Almost around 400 to 500 research projects have been sanctioned by ICSSR for such study projects. Maybe within 2-3 years they may get the reports of these projects. Accordingly, they will take care of improving the digital public infrastructure. See, everything now it is becoming online, or more and more like frameworks have been developed. So for NBA also, OBE also, I think within 2-3 years you may get lot of softwares, automated systems you may get. So like this, more improvements will be there. Definitely the India is looking forward for Viksit Bharat 2047 by implementing all these traditions and practices. So this is what again in detail that we have, that I would like to, I have already covered, but let us go ahead with in detail. Curriculum framework should be in alignment with the PSOs, POs and COs as I told. Stakeholder participation involves teachers, students, employers, alumni and so on as discussed. And the curriculum flexibility is dependent on various factors like various core subjects, electives, dual degree programs, and also with respect to credits and also engagements and inter-institute transfer, etc. Then more emphasis should be given on projects, as I told, skill development, field projects, because you are affiliated, you don't have that flexibility. But I think OU also they have 3 projects: second year project, third year project, final year project. Uh, uh, some branches, not all branches. Okay. Then you can add mini project as an additional thing if possible, or you add in lab course only. In lab only you add the last one as a mini project type case study. Case study can be done as a mini project. You have to show more emphasis. If you don't have flexibility, you take flexibility in some way as an add-on. This add-on will definitely give you the value addition for any particular accreditation. In that way you have to think. Please take care of this particular point. Small implementation, you can give it as a case study in a particular lab, and you can showcase that, because everybody will look ahead with this aspect. As you had gone through several accreditations, people will be coming from IITs and NITs or reputed universities. So their orientation is entirely different. Whatever you say, they expect from their point of view. So at least you should meet their standards to some extent, and project whatever you do in a clear manner such that it will be considered for the evaluation process. Then skill oriented, as I told, you have NPTEL, NSQF courses, YM, NPTEL courses, and frequency of revision curriculum of curriculum revision is very very important, I told, but here also you don't have that flexibility. So wherever you get marks, you don't leave it. Getting marks I already told. there you have to create from now onwards. If you can implement any system with respect to NPTEL courses or with respect to lab courses, case studies, all these things you don't leave, make it as a part of the process. Whatever you can't do, it is okay, but whatever you can do, you have to implement immediately such that to improve the process. Actually, whatever I told, this skill based, all such things will be helpful for NBA also. NBA also will look forward what are the practical issues or practical development, skill development you are giving to the students. And NBA also has NPTEL and SWIM courses. So this will be additionally helpful for you also. Then IKS is something like more faculty should be encouraged to go on IKS courses training, and you have to run some IKS courses at least once in a semester. And also these IKS courses should be taken as mandatory courses to the students. For example, human ethics, universal human values and ethics is added as a mandatory course. So now coming to the faculty resources, I'll go ahead directly from here. The first one is recruitment. I told the recruitment, pay and allowances, faculty diversity, development, retention, and student ratio. These are all nominal, known to you only. So as I told, the shortlisting of the various rules and regulations for faculty recruitment, you should have a selection committee and you should follow the proper procedure for the faculty recruitment. All these, the advertisement should be given, guidelines should be circulated, all such things should be in a proper manner. Then, and there should be a process to identify the number of posts that are available in the institute. Just like that, you cannot call for an advertisement. There should be a committee, and the committee should evaluate for each department how many number of posts that are available, and accordingly you should go ahead with advertisement every year, and you have to fill the particular posts. So you have to maintain the norms, AICT, UGC norms, and ratio of teachers with respect to students and gender ratio. Then the faculty should be given more awareness with respect to training programs for promotions. Suppose some faculty is working for so many years and you would like to promote them for associate professor, they should go minimum of 1 or 2 orientation courses of 3 weeks or 5 weeks. Now orientation courses and research courses and also FDPs like this, they are conducting several places. With respect to standard organizations or reputed organizations, more emphasis will be given on external participation rather than internal participation. So this is the main thing I would like to give to the authorities. So try to encourage the faculty members to attend FDPs outside the institution rather than the inside the institution. So this is about the attending programs. Fellowships is a long way. Fellowship in the sense, any faculty can apply for various fellowships with respect to government fellowships, or now deemed universities are giving some fellowships, or outside country. UK also several universities, or US they are giving several fellowships, or government fellowships are also available. So faculty members are encouraged to go ahead with fellowships. But definitely this is a long way to a private institutions, but awareness should be there for all these faculty members. Then as per that, you have number of students per faculty cadre wise. Coming to the infrastructure, this also I told, physical, learning resources, IT. These are the 3 types of resources. Then you have research resources. Earlier, all these things are combined in one point only, but now they have separated. All these points are available in research and innovation only, but they have separated infrastructure separately. And then you have the Divyangan friendly resources or facilities, innovation resources. Actually, innovation resources are only for university. It is not there for autonomous college. They have reduced this point. For affiliated also, it is not applicable. But do you have any I cell, innovation cell, EDC cell in the institute?
We have IIC. Institute Innovation Council is
Council is there. What is the rating that you are getting?
3.5.
3.5. Okay. But now they have increased the activities, I think, this year. So this is the physical infrastructure, as you told. Like as I told earlier, already so many infrastructure facilities are available, but the concentration should be on health and wellness center. Now newly they have added wellness center, right? And they should also have mental wellness or mental health center to maintain the mental health of the students. So that is the new point that they have added. Then they have a library which has the subscription and all journals, so Sindhu, Infliblinet, all these are already there. And you should also use good plagiarism checker software. Any software that you are using right now for plagiarism check?
Turnitin.
Drillbit or Turnitin?
Drillbit.
Drillbit you are using. So you should have the proofs of these people. Are you using for BTech project reports, or you have PG also?
PG, MTech.
PG. Yeah, you can make it as a mandatory step for UG project reports also. Even though it is not a mandatory, you can make it as a practice or a process internally. You can tell the students to go ahead with the plagiarism checker, because Drillbit, it will have more licenses and more types of people can be given the access. You can keep one person for the accessing, or department wise one user ID can be given, and you can ask them to go ahead with the check, such that these if you go ahead with the plagiarism check, it will be helpful to convert these project reports for any paper publication along with the faculty members. This is the only way that you can improve the faculty paper publications. So even though it is not mandatory for UG, you can make it as an additional thing that you are implementing in the institute, which is helpful to the students. So it is a best practice, something like that you can tell. So that is one more suggestion I would like to give. Then IT infrastructure, internet speed is very, very important. So what is the internet speed that you are following is very important. And licensed softwares, they are not concentrating much nowadays, because most of them are the open source softwares. Divyangan facilities, these are very important. I think RAMs and all, very important, lifts, RAMs. And available, as I told, availability of innovation tinkering labs, idea labs, all these are very important. Now government is concentrating on idea labs. In schools they have given Atal tinkering labs. Now in colleges they are concentrating on idea labs, because if you see AICT model curriculum that is recently released, in that they kept idea lab as one of the main component. So they are visualizing. This time I think they gave around 600 colleges sanction of idea labs. So they are making idea labs mandatory as part of the curriculum. So every student should be trained for prototyping and innovation, that is the visualization. So this year they gave some 500. Every year they have allocated budget also, just like Atal tinkering labs. They have allocated budget for idea labs also. Maybe for the next 3 years they will allocate. For the next year, any faculty, you can, the authorities can think of applying for this idea lab funding for the institute. Yeah, next, fourth. Yeah. So coming to financial resources management, this will be taken care by the account section, whatever it may be. If any accounts people are there, they have to concentrate on capital income, revenue income, completely depends on the balance sheet, capital expenditure, revenue expenditure. And now these are the two components for sustainability and growth, financial controls and risk management. So the budgetary also, somebody if it is there, you have to, already you had gone for NBA and NAC, but you have to concentrate on the heads of the various budget. So how much you are spending on faculty development, how much you are spending on student development, or out of the total budget, how much is going for salaries, remaining budget only you can concentrate on the other aspects. So how much percentage is going to the salaries, how much percentage is going to other aspects. In that other aspects, how much is going for capital, how much is going for operational, and how much is going for seminars, conferences. This is very, very important. The same is the base for NIRF also, right? So this budgeting also, the heads should be properly defined, or combining the heads is also very, very important in projecting the budget of the institute, because for NARF ranking and budgeting and budget utilization, it is all a normalized values, it is a relative value. So because your institute is compared with IIT, so naturally the normalize, because of normalization you will be little lower, but nothing wrong in that. But the proper projection should be given with respect to the budget. And next important point is utilization. How much you are utilizing. So if you are not utilizing properly, you have to again recreate the documents that at least more than 80% of the budget that you have for kept is being utilized. Otherwise, there is a what is the point in putting the budget. So for budget preparation also some committee will be there. I think you all know finance committee will be there, and based on the committee you have to prepare the budget and submit to the authorities. Next. So this is what I would like to just concentrate on the fourth point, that is amount spent on various heads like salaries, as I told, maintenance, administration, scholarships, assistance, and so on. Now the fifth point is strategies for financial stability and growth. So now the authorities or accreditation bodies are thinking on maintaining the budget for corpus fund and also alumni fund that is being given, such that this corpus fund and other things can be created in a, in a loop. It can be reutilized by other bodies. And the next important point is decentralized budgeting. So it should be a decentralized, at least some committee should be aware how the budget is being given. Now, mechanisms for audit are also very, very important. You should have a clear mechanism for internal audit, external, and any risk management audits. Fifth point is teaching learning. This is most of you are aware. You are all very good at teaching learning. So the first one is pedagogical practices or approaches that you are following. So you have to maintain novel teaching pedagogies. I think you have three types of learning: experiential learning, practical learning, normal teaching learning process. Under each and every learning process, some 10 to 15 methodologies are given, like chalk and talk, POGIL, think, pair, share, journal article review. Like that, different methodologies are given. In total, there are around 45 teaching methodologies. So at least you have to prepare a format, like faculty members are aware of various teaching methodologies and they are implementing one or two teaching methodologies in their curriculum. That is very important. The next one is field internships, projects, assessment. Then academic grievance redressal committee is very important. Catering to diversity. Go to next, ma'am. So here, as I told, teaching learning methodologies, you have group learning, individual learning, various peer teaching, so on you have. Then percentage of students is very important. You have number of students, and accordingly how many students has gone for internships and projects. You have to divide projects into field projects, research projects, society based projects, like that. So you have to maintain the category of the students in different project categories. Then only you will have weightage. So this also is a system. Whenever you are having final year projects, third year projects, automatically you have to divide the projects into various domain areas or theme areas. And accordingly you have to define the projects with respect to theme areas, and you have to showcase CSE or EC is having these are the domain areas. Based on these domain areas, students are working on these domain areas. So suppose in EC department there are some 25 project groups. Out of this, 10 are in deep learning, 5 are in so and so area, another 10 are in so and so area. Like that you have to prepare a table. Unless and until you have a proper mechanism, it cannot be visualized properly by the experts. So field projects are also now, community engagement is one point you will get later. So field projects are related to benefit of the society or the community. This is also major important factor. Then evaluation, concentrate on continuous evaluation. I think lab evaluation or mid marks, all these things you have to showcase on the continuous evaluation. The thing is grievance redressal. If you have any grievances in the evaluation process, they will apply for the, I think you have an online grievance redressal in the website. So you have to go ahead, students should apply the grievances there. At least few grievances should be visible in online, otherwise they will say system is not followed. Next. So in again continuation of teaching learning, you also have differential learning with respect to various types of remedial teaching, peer assisted remedial teaching, and language barrier, skill based learning. I told now, case based learning, skill based learning. If somebody is not able to understand the language, you should be able to make them learn in their own language, because now several tutorials are being visualized for each and various languages. Then main another point here is LMS. Are you having any LMS tool? Okay. So this is also important aspect. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay, but you have to plan. So everybody is in need of it, I understood, but whatever it may be, you have to plan. But these are all long-term plans. It may not be a short-term plans. You should have one process, and accordingly you should try to go ahead. And here emphasis is also given on what your video based lectures, how many courses that you have developed, how many course modules that you have developed. So this you can do. You can just have some small room, you can have you have video lectures. It is not through Microsoft Teams. You have to like give your own lecture and create a YouTube link. So this is what that you are going to benefit the students when they are in or when they are outside college. Somebody has an internship, so that student cannot come regularly to the college. So what is the initiative that you are doing? So he may see other videos, but if you teach, it shows your commitment, and your video means it can be visualized by anyone, and it also shows your proactiveness in doing the online lectures. So that is what blended learning support and asynchronous learning. And the next one is nature of industry academia collaboration. This I already told. Lectures from industry expert, field visits, collaborative workshop with industry people and stakeholders, internships or organizing conferences. All such things should be associated with industry. Most of the colleges lag at this particular point. You please work out various methods of improving the industry institute interaction. So some colleges, what they will do, suppose you are the course coordinator for one particular subject, it is the responsibility of the course coordinator to get an industry person for guest lecture. Of course, finances are included, I agree, but it all works out with the contacts. If some person is very good friend of you and you are in the city, so somebody who works in the industry can come for half an hour, give some lecture and can go. Or sometimes you can plan for online, but instead of online, offline would be a better source. But definitely if somebody comes, give some awareness, it is just like giving a flavor of industry to both faculty and the students. I think recently AICT started with an initiative like appointing identified faculty members into industry. So they will work for 1 year or 2 years. They will come back again to the colleges, but they need to work out all other logistics. But now, faculty will be allowed to be placed in the industry for 2 years. So they will work there. They will get additional payment there along with the college payment also. Based on the selection process, they will select to bridge the gap between industry and academics. So definitely this is the future, no doubt. Next. So this is the extended curricular engagements. So you have this is what the various student engagements that you are having: technical clubs, domain clubs, hackathons, workshops, culturals. As I told, mental health clubs. This is what immediately you should start in the institution. You should have a mental health or wellness club which is taking care of the counseling. Earlier they told us counselor, student counselor. The same thing is renamed as mental health clubs and activities. NSS is removed now, right? So they made it as community activities. But whatever you do under NSS, you link it with community activities, and now it is made with community-based activities under UBA. UBA is a Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. So you should establish UBA cell in the institute. Do you have it? You have it, not an issue. So you please convert all the programs into UBA, and what community engagement that you are doing, you please take care, and accordingly you go ahead with the UVA activities. Next. So this is detailed here. So in the first point, all activities with respect to clubs, you don't have independent things. You better combine all the club activities because you know how many marks are there for that. Accordingly, you combine and you plan an academic planner for an academic year such that the activities are not repeated under various technical associations. And hackathons workshops, it is also very, very important in the institute. As you told, you have Institution Innovation Council. Every semester, one ideation workshop or ideation contest and hackathon contest will be conducted. Cultural clubs, activities, all these are common only. Now, as I told, under UBA, so you should have various activities related to clean village, disease-free village, eco-friendly community engagement, improving literacy levels in the any area. Under UBA, you have to identify few villages, and you can do any of these activities in the villages. So under NSS, you might be having hygiene related activities, medical camps, blood donation camps, all such things. You can continue in the community engagement. Coming to the seventh point, so here also it is related to governance and administration. So you should have the statutory compliance here. And another important point is IDP. IDP is an institutional development plan. Earlier, you have any guess? Strategic plan you have in earlier NAC. Now that strategic plan has been changed to institutional development plan, that is IDP. Now several workshops are going on under IDP. So every institute should have an institutional development plan which is syncing with their vision and mission of the institute, and accordingly you should have opportunities, challenges, threats, and strengths. Just like strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, you have to define, do this SWOT analysis, and based on this SWOT analysis, you have to concentrate on your objectives of the institutional development plan. So, for each and every objective, you should have a strategic plan. So this is very, very important. Without plan, as I told, without plan and process, you cannot achieve anything. So then it is e-governance. employee and student welfare, grievance handling mechanism. And the next one is IQAC. Instead of IQAC, now they made it as quality assurance system. Effective leadership is nothing but organogram chart of the institution. And now they have concentrated on inter-university collaboration. So the next era is collaboration, no doubt. So you have to collaborate with more and more people rather than individually working. So collaboration may be in terms of workshops, in terms of paper publications also you can collaborate with other colleges, so with other universities. So any exchange program, student exchange, faculty exchange, all such things will definitely benefit an organization or an institution for getting a better grade. Next. So this is what, as I told, I already informed. Implementation of Digital India initiatives is one more important, and employees, the benefits, it all depends upon the organization. Definitely, the major thing, leave rules and also women welfare measures or women child the leaves, maternity leaves, ELs, all such things, whether they are given, everything will be taken care along with proofs. So it depends from organization to organization, no doubt. And here also that the Abhaya cell or any for gender sensitization or any sexual harassment cases, ragging cases, all such things also will be proper cells are there. There are two types of bodies like statutory bodies and non-statutory bodies. So all some of the statutory body cells are which are mandatory. So all these cells should be available as per NBA and NAC. Digital India initiatives with respect to the online platforms like iSTEM. Nowadays, you have iSTEM initiative, yeah, iSTEM initiative, and also the online public infrastructure. Whenever the government is giving that you are utilizing this online NIRF ranking, you should be part of NIRF ranking. You should be part of IIC ranking. All such things are the digital initiatives that are taken by the government. One data, one initiative, one nation initiative, and ASH you are there. All these things, whatever the government is giving, you should be part of that scheme. So these are the way. Still, by government of initiatives, one more is if you get any funding, you should go ahead with GEM portal only. And if you are getting anything, your funding, you should go ahead with the PFMS. PFMS is Public Finance Management System. So all scholarships and all you are getting through that PFMS only. These are all the digital initiatives with respect to academic institutions that government is following. So the institution has a dynamic internal quality assessment cell or assurance system. So IQAC is very important in planning all the initiatives for maintaining NAC or NBA and also quality of the question papers. Question paper quality should be checked like intermediately by the IQAC, and also they should be very much proactive in maintaining the cognitive levels, the Bloom's taxonomy levels of the question paper. Next. So as you asked, these are the student outcomes. As I told, student outcomes are with respect to enrollment, progression, and prizes or various recognition in outside world or outside state something, and the learning experience is from the student or alumni. So coming here, the percentage of graduates through campus placements and outside campus, and median salary. Now they are working on median salary rather than the mean salary. Then you have a percentage of graduated students and how many graduated and they had gone for higher studies. These are all known to you only. Percentage of graduated students qualified in NET, GATE or other government related examinations. Then awards, prizes in curricular and co-curricular activities. Here most preference is given to outside the state or outside the college rather than within the college. So basically you encourage the students to participate in outside college. At least one or two teams should be there in outside college participation for either paper presentations or for any other activities. Then percentage of students admitted for first year. This is all just student enrollment. And finally, you have student alumni learning experience. As I told us in the earlier beginning of the session, whenever alumni comes, you get some report from the alumni. What is his learning experience here and what are his suggestions further improvement. So, and based on this, you can also concentrate on the entrepreneurs, anyone that is generated through the institute. If entrepreneurs are there, then it will be a better outcome from the student point of view. So last before one is 9, that is the research and innovation outcomes. So this is again earlier known as research and innovation scheme. So all research related components are part of this point. So you have external research grants, which is related to external funding, and research publication. So research publication also, you all know now the concentration is most on the Scopus or Web of Science or SAI journals. They are not considering the AICT or UGC listed journals. Research quality. Quality emphasizes on Q1 and Q2 journals. And there is lot of debate on this now in LinkedIn and online. Lot of debate is going on. But unless and until you are part of the NIRF, you are part of NBA and NAC, something comes on paper and something is effectively implemented, there is no alternative for any academic institution to be part of the process. So you need to go ahead with respect to this publication process. Hence, because it is a costly process for Scopus journals also nowadays, people are encouraged to collaborate with other college people and publish. So you can follow some mechanism of making some consortium with known people, and the quality is emphasized on Q1, Q2 journals. On top of that, quality is emphasized by your citations. So if your paper is very good or if your article is good, more people will be citing the articles. So you should emphasize, you should also see some mechanism for improving the citations of your paper with respect to your peer group colleges, or some mechanism you have to find. Otherwise, it is very difficult to go ahead with the improving of the citations, or that results in research quality. Then PhD is awarded. PhD is awarded, we are not very much part of it because if OU is allocating supervisorship to your faculty members, you are part of it. Is OU allocating? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So accordingly, because you cannot, it is not in your hands right now. So PhD is awarded is not awarded in the sense with your supervisors. Something is PhD is awarded in general when they are while working in the institute. So these are the two components. Research fellowships is also is not in your hands. Fellowships, as I told, more faculty should be encouraged improving the fellowships. Something, if at all any faculty member is nominated for some fellowship through college, if you have that practice of giving some financial assistance to any faculty members outside, it is okay. Otherwise, you can start in future. At least somebody want to publish some paper, publish, and they would like to go out of country and present it. You can give some name of the fellowship through college only has given, but you can give some name as a finance. We have incentive schemes for the faculty. Incentives are there. Fellowships are government fellowships only, they will take. But still, that incentive can be projected as a fellowship if you have written that in any research policy. Instead of incentive is paper publication, but fellowship is going to some other university for 1 month and coming back. You have summer. In summer, you have tie up with university in some other country, or one faculty has some tie-up with professor in other country. He or she will go on her own expenses only. You give that, you are sending her as under fellowship scheme of Mufkamja scheme. Some name you give. These are exceptional cases. If such exceptional case, if you get, you try to make it, I am telling. If you give, well and good. If you don't give, somebody is going for 1 month or for 15 days. That you can for personal visit also if they are going. You if any university is there, you can tell they have visited that university for a fellowship kind of thing. You can give some report. If originally it is there, it is fine. I am just telling one or two ways instead of keeping zero. Keeping zero is very easy. But keeping one or two, you need to work it out. If you work it out, you may get 1 or 2 points with respect to that research, like the fellowships. But nowadays, uh, in binary accreditation, they have removed all such things. But whereas in the case of, if you want to get good grade for the accreditation, this matters a lot. I am just giving a hint for future. Immediately you may not be able to do it, but I am just telling what are the various possibilities to work on it for the next 3 years. So the next one is research, intellectual property rights. You should have an IPR cell, you should have patent cell, and there should be a proper mechanism for going for patenting of the projects. Then research collaboration, you had a number of student startups. So here I think the affiliated college is missing. I think you are looking for that. There are few are not there for autonomous colleges, and few are not there for affiliated colleges. The table we missed, affiliated college table we missed, but publications, funding, all there are there for affiliated colleges also. Only research fellowships is not there for autonomous and affiliated colleges. So all other parts are there. So generally fellowships is, they'll consider either SRF or JRF. But if you have any genuine fellowship from the institution, that also you can go ahead. So as I told, now weighted number of peer-reviewed research publications listed in Scopus, Web of Science, UGC Care, book chapters per teacher only. And average H index is also very, very important. And all other things I already told. Next. Yeah, one point I missed is interdisciplinary research. You start a mechanism to combine projects with respect to other departments. CSC you can combine with ECE. They can do some interdisciplinary projects such that you can showcase them as a SIH prototype. If students can participate in Smart India hackathons or other hackathons, if you combine all such things, you can make it as a more productive job. So encourage, you start that initiative, at least 1 or 2 batches, you can make it as interdisciplinary projects per section. So the last one, as I discussed, you have a sustainability outcomes. So you have community activities, water and waste management, net zero progress. Earlier it is green in energy. Now they are talking about net zero. So you have to estimate the amount of carbon emission, and net zero is something like emission of carbon emission, and how are you making compensating with the oxygen. So this is new term called as net zero. So now green audits and initiatives, and industry and NGO collaborations. This is a common thing. So effectively you should go ahead with collaborations with various industries, NGOs and other recognized bodies, more initiatives. This is a common thing already you had earlier in the case of the NAC. Only the thing is they have removed best practices. Yeah, coming to the last point of 100 marks, till here you complete 900 marks. Now we are concentrating on the uniqueness or the situatedness of one particular institute to understand the basic uh, distinct feature that is available in the institute. So therefore here you should concentrate on good practice, best practice only they have made it as a uniqueness. Good practice wherein you have continuous improvement for the past 3 years. So that is the preparedness that you have. And you should also concentrate on the problems that are available in the institute and what are the measures that you take to improve with respect to percentage of students and also the process you have achieved. And also you should concentrate on competing with the national excellence of the initiative, just like NIRA for institution of potential excellence or institution of global excellence or global eminence. These are the various initiatives that are taken care. So how are you making your initiatives with respect to sports and good practices? You have to identify here. Whatever is applicable, you go ahead. I am not asking to do all such things, but whatever is applicable to the institute, you go ahead. Next. So this is the case study I just took for your sample. So for uniqueness or situatedness, here the title is Renewable Energy and Green Campus Initiative for Sustainable Development. So here you have to write like context and need. Earlier also you had best practice. You should write context, need, objectives, how you should have continuous improvement for the 3 years. The same thing you should concentrate here, but just they change the name. So here in this case study, one particular institute is concentrating on green campus and renewable energy. So how it is located and with whom they have collaborated, what are the key initiatives and impact of that initiatives you have to write. Next. Next sample case study is the with respect to green energy, community engagement, academic integration, research, anything you can go ahead. Wherever you had continuous improvement, it is distinct. I just gave various samples. So some college is good at startups and policy making, then they will concentrate on good startups. So one more case study is recognition and sustainability, something like you had a green campus, you had conducted various programs to understand awareness, and you are also concentrating on the local challenges. Just like that, you cannot take an initiative as a best practice. You should identify the local challenge and which is suitable to your institute. Accordingly, you should take the initiative. So this is just a case study on the green initiative. Several case studies like you have good placement, suppose. Then you can tell CRT training continuously students are taking, and accordingly the placements have improved. Or otherwise you have good student participation outside. So what initiatives that you had taken, accordingly how it improved. So it is local to the institution. You can't borrow from other institution this initiative. So whatever is suiting to our student and suiting to the institute and what is the best practice that is happening, the same thing it is converted into distinct or the uniqueness. Situatedness, that is the word he used, situatedness, based upon your local situation, based upon your local condition, based upon your student intake, based upon the faculty available in the institute. All these are parameters. You have to take the initiative. Because of that initiative you should find improvement for the consistent years. That is the most important factor. So I think we have completed all the criteria from 1 to 10, and finally we had gone for the situatedness. So the overall the development of the NAC, the work or the NAC criteria, it depends upon various factors, as I mentioned in the earlier starting of the session, the teamwork, So whether it is OBA or OBE or NAC, almost here if you take the student achievements and the faculty achievements, research, curriculum development, all these are common for both NBA and NAC. The only thing that is not available in NAC is CO attainment and PO attainment. But even then, it is not as a part of process, but definitely you have student outcomes, student results. In this particular point, they will check those files also. So what is the student outcome, how they got good result, so what is the course outcome, what is the program outcome. In binary accreditation, that is, it is not there, but they will be going ahead with these points in the case of the NBA and NAC. So the experience that you are getting in OBE will be definitely a stepstone for your NAC accreditation framework. So as they are making the paradigm shift from physical visits to binary accreditation or physical visits to online accreditation process, here they are more concentrating on the quantitative rather than qualitative. So quantitative also, most of the times if you observe, wherever you are able to create, they are removing those points. Something is very quantitative, very fixed, those points are only given. Something you want to create, something you want to create in the sense seed grant. Earlier you have seed grant in the NAC and you have best practices. All such things, wherever you are creating, they have removed from the assessment criteria. So, okay, nothing wrong, more systematic review they had kept, and accordingly, whatever you submit will be assessed online and the grade will be sanctioned. So, it is the responsibility of the faculty members to go ahead with respect to the awareness of OBE and NAC, because if you want to do any repeated work, because of the lot of challenges nowadays, faculty has to do several jobs, no doubt. So at the same time, you have to devise your own methods and you have to simplify, and definitely the usage of LMS or the usage of any automated platform will definitely improve the system. Even not all the colleges are using it, you need not take it as a negative thing, but you can always think it positively. Whenever you can get, you will definitely get it, and you have to devise your own methodologies to simplify the process at your level. So if any leaders are there like head of departments or senior people in the departments, you please go ahead with such type of practices such that rework is reduced and the work will be utilized for both the accreditations. Then you can definitely see good improvement in both academics as well as the accreditation process as well as student outcomes. So with this, I wish you all the best. If any queries are there, I will take care now. Thank you.
Yeah, any queries, please? Hari sir. Yeah, those who have worked with the NAC criterias, department level.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you should go. You, yeah, you will get an option whether you would like to go ahead with old format or new format. Okay. So generally, people will encourage with new format because it is an online framework. So there is no option. Next time you should go ahead with
the next time we are going with this all
with this
these 10
format.
criteria
10
instead
criteria.
of 7.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm. Now there is no B grade or something like that. Based upon your institution, you have to go ahead with yes or no. Yes or no. Marks are there for giving the quality. Suppose if you give in future, just like percentages, for students you can say pass or fail. Why are you giving grading? You have, yeah.
One question. Like we need to conduct we need to conduct events only within the campus or in collaboration with other colleges will add on.
Collaborations with other colleges only will add. Within the college also you can do, but one or two. But you have to collaborate with at least with good
Inter-college
technical
Inter-college
inter-college. Make it as a national event. Don't have within intra-college event. Any event you put a banner as national event. One student participates also, it is national event.
Any further questions, please?
International you asked in online, then it will become an international event for faculty FDPs.
I hope the
It's
questions
okay,
are.
it's okay, ma'am. I'm not feeling bad.
No,
Let
no,
them.
no. No.
Yeah, yeah.
And appropriately, NAC has added this time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so on behalf of the college, the IQAC, MJCT, and all the faculty members, I thank you, ma'am, for accepting our invite and conducting this session. And I hope we have got a preview of what is the binary accreditation framework and the added criteria that have been given, and a brief overview which madam has summarized. And it would definitely help when we would be asked to undertake the process. Right? Thank you, ma'am. And I call upon
No,
Uma ma'am
such things
and Gauri ma'am
not
to please
just like that.
help
You
us
can
out
give.
with the honoring ma'am.
You can give like this, ma'am. Why it's okay. It's okay. Not required. Give you processes. All such things. It's okay. You can give. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
We
you.
thank you
Thank
all.
you.